be with you is my favorite thing. I can wait here to see you again. Yeah, yeah. I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. I would do with you. The sun's coming up. And I want to do. You can't get enough. Yeah, yeah. I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, yeah. I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, I want to put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Girl, to be with you is my favorite thing. I can wait here to see you again. Yeah, yeah. I wanna put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you. Yeah, I wanna put on my booty shoes. Just to go with you.
All right. Okay, folks. Just something a little upbeat because again, I'm tired of punching down on the baby seal. So it's probably time to end this and probably end this experiment because you throw stuff at him. He wants to come at the king. Best not miss, right? Come at the king. All you get is responses like insults. Okay. Deflections instead of responding to the material I put out because he can't. He can't respond to it. He doesn't know anything about it. So he has to go back and study. If he does, I don't even know the dude reads. No Dusty Dance? Well, the Dusty Dance will be later when I do my AMA. But this is to give him an opportunity, one last chance to redeem himself. I think I've given him a week's worth of attention. I gave him something to think about. I've thrown stuff at him. First, I threw stuff at him that's more worldly and more up to date. I didn't get any response out of that because he probably doesn't know anything about that. And then next stuff, I said, oh, let me give him something that he might be more familiar with. Like we went through like the Monahan report and stuff associated with that, like the tangle pathology, which was something he's probably more familiar with. It's like, meh. Okay, so you give him things that he may be tangentially associated with that he can understand. And still, the last one I gave him was about the Dr. Curry's paper about civil rights being stolen. And all I got was Z's. In other words, motherfucker, you have no idea what this shit is. Okay. You know, he's like the student at the back of the class that thinks he knows everything. He's what I used to call black women, right? You're at the back of the line with your back turned. Okay. Okay. Your back is turned to the back of the line because you're in the back of the line. So you turn your back so that you think you're at the front of the line, but you aren't. And that's the way he feels, and that's the way he is. He's been around women too long. You know, hopefully he was raised in a two-parent household. Blame Jermaine for no Dusty Dance. Well, if this was that channel, then you would get it. but you're not going to get it today because this is not that channel. This live stream is not about blame it on Jermaine. Yeah, I mean it's all old content. I just brought it back up, So I actually gave him current content. He didn't that I actually created off the fly out of from my news feeds. Okay, that didn't work. So let me go back and give him something he's probably more familiar with. That didn't work either. So at this point, I think I've given him enough attention because I'm not getting any response. I thought I was going to get it back and forth. I actually showed one of his lives to see if I could get some kind of response. Not really. The best I got is him interviewing no-name candidates, that applied to run for president. Okay, and I thought he was going to have lawmakers that are already in office that he interviewed, but he didn't. You've been opening a can of whoop ass Robert Harris dollar. Yeah, yeah, but the thing is that it's I mean, I got tons of this stuff, I got tons of this stuff, and he evidently he says he follows me, but he's never seen this stuff because he hasn't. So he brags about stuff that he's done like 5, 6 years old or 7 years old. That I talked about this, I talked about that, I talked about this. In other words, he's never seen my. I got 5 channels, and he's never seen any of my stuff. He talks about me and Kevin Samuels. Me and Kevin Samuels go back to 2017, okay, 2016, 2017, when I first introduced him on my channel, and he acts like he knows more about the relationship between me and Kevin than I do, which is something I dislike. Okay, it's like You know, you don't see the emails that me and him were trading back and forth. You don't see the stuff the ideas that we were trading. Okay. You don't see the advice I was giving him that actually helped. Now he did the hard work. Like I said, I didn't make Kevin. I don't take credit for Kevin being who he is. I don't. That's Kevin is Kevin. But there's a whole lot of people think I can turn them into Kevin. So we're gonna give it just a few more minutes. Hopefully he shows up. Um, in the meantime, if y'all want to ask some questions while we're waiting on this Nimnot, we can you can. And his his favorite 4, Miss Queen Sunkissed. Now the funny thing is, I talked about me going from my tablet to my computer. It's a 12-core machine, AMD. Shout out AMD that I edit on, and this is my main streaming machine. So I thought we were actually gonna get on the stream. It's like went from one machine to the next, and they thought I was trying to hit on her. I said, baby, you're 4. Why would I try to hit on you, even at my age? You're still a 4. Okay. And so it gets got into this big sexual thing, like I'm trying to hit on a married 4. Really? Okay. Have you ever seen Demond Lamont mentioned KS and the Black Manosphere in his last interview? No, I have not. I have not seen his last interview. I have not. And people try to downplay the impact of the Black Manosphere, including the black men inside it. That it has no impact. And I'm saying my thing is, if it has no impact and it's not worth anything, why are you fighting over it? Everybody fights over something that they say has no value or no impact. So why are you trying to destroy something that's meaningless? In other words, why are you trying to punch down on something that has no value, that has no relevance? That's what I can never get. Oh, the Black Manosphere is not doing anything. It's not worth anything. It's not changing people's minds. It's not doing any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, but you're over here trying to destroy it. Why? And you have the police after people that have no relevance, or the, as they call the the the, the three-letter organizations that are looking at a loose, organized group of people online that doesn't have any relevance. Seems like a waste of time and money. So which is it? Either we actually are important or are making an impact, or we're not. If we're not, why are you making all this, spending all this money and all this rhetoric and all this attention on something that doesn't mean anything? Every time you talk about bills being changed in, to actually change the life of black men, and you tell them 2 years ahead of time that this is probably what's going to go down the pipe, and it shows up. Well, y'all didn't have nothing to do with that. You guys didn't have no influence. That just happened. But you believe the little stuff that you do. You believe the little stuff that you do has an impact. You guys are putting in people in office and all kinds of stuff, right? We never know who these people are because you never show them, you never mention them. Salty says, "This is basic stuff. The Philadelphia Negro to Negro family to money. Oh yeah, to color purple. Explain the point of globalization of dating and passport bros. Black women are practicing protectionism in the global dating market. Not just them, also white women. Man, I see a lot of white women saying the exact same thing. Okay, um, I was trying to explain to them about passport bros. Right? It's not about the passport bros himself, because men have always wanted to do that. The thing is the environment changed. Okay, COVID changed the environment. Remote work. Okay, uh, oh, people were becoming more digital nomads. Being able to actually branch out and actually go other places. Plus other countries actually welcome them in these American dollars because American men bring American dollars. So they're actually encouraging men to come in and travel. Tanzania did it. Uganda does it. Kenya does it. Ghana does it. Colombia does it. Brazil does it. Okay. All these various countries, Philippines, they're actually recruiting expat men to come in, especially digital nomads. So all men are doing is taking advantage of the environment. That's all they're doing. But things people don't understand that they're taking it personally. And before black men, nobody noticed this stuff before black men did it. When white men were doing it, Latin men were doing it, Asian men were doing it, nobody said a word. They were making the exact same videos, doing the exact same things with blogs and websites. Nobody said anything. All of a sudden, when black men started doing it, and women saw their men leaving, they took an exception to it. And they started screaming. And all they did by screaming, especially on social media, is said, "Hey," white guys started and said, "Hey, oh, these brothers, if black men can actually go out and be happy with traditional women and traditional wives and traditional places, hey, we can too. Why don't we ride with them? Let's ride with the brothers." To the point where white women started screaming about the same thing. "Hey, you guys encouraging our men to leave. Why? Because they can't get what they want." In other words, what they want us to do is stay here and be neutered by them. Really, that's all this is in I think it was can't remember the brother's name. I might go review that book again. I haven't read it since '93 when it was printed. Uh it's called Iron John. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, right? The author's name, right? He said the same thing. Feminism was there to basically take the so-called fierceness out of men, right? They wanted a neutered, softer male. And then in '93, I thought that was bullshit. Okay, because in '93, I said, "Hey, man, ain't no guy's gonna go for this." But I didn't realize the educational process. And so, what you have now, especially amongst Generation Z, you have a lot of what I call softer men, neutered men that don't like to be neutered. That that's why now they complain about the failure to launch. Like these neutered men don't want to date, don't want to have sex, they don't want to be bothered with women. Well, he can. Well, the thing is, I gave him a chance to respond. Okay, since he says he's so smart. Yeah, I'm going to. That's why I said, basically, I've thrown like maybe 10 videos at him. Okay, and basically all I got was virtually nothing. There really is no response to anything I've really even put up. Except for a couple of personal attacks. I mean, I mean, I could go and play the dozens. It was easy for him, right? Easy for him and his crew. Okay, they don't know anything. Uh, you have 7 people watching you on a live. You're not interesting. Okay, you're not personable. You're not smart. So, in other words, there's nothing that you offer. It's how come nobody watches you, except for the people that are disgruntled about them not being picked or them not being watched. And that's what you got. So I doubt he's going to show up. I doubt he's going to be here. Huh? No, he's not smart at all. My parents' dysfunctional marriage made me a passport bro. Yeah, yeah, but basically, the thing is that I saw this coming a while back as the world opens up. Okay, being an expat, as we used to call passport bros, an expat was a lot harder. Okay, how do you get your money? Well, really, you know what the biggest advantage is that actually changed the way people travel. Believe it or not, is the ATM card. Now, before the ATM card, you had to travel, you had to exchange money, you had to do all this kind of funky things to actually be able to, be able to go on vacation. You had to bring your money with you, right? Or you had to exchange it into the local currency, right? The ATM changed the game because so basically, no matter where you are, if it's hooked to the banking system, you stick your card in, it goes through its magic, it spits out the local currency. Okay, when I was out for like 3, 4 months, right? Okay, if I didn't have to carry a whole bunch of money on me, right? I could just go to the center of town or wherever there was a bank, put my card in. It cost me a few dollars, and it spit out the local currency, and I was good. How your money travels changed the game, right? Now the problem is the thing is where you go. Okay, how do you earn your money? Okay, earning your money when you're abroad. And that's the second part that changed, especially since COVID, right? Being a digital nomad, the internet, social media, right? Now you can be out. You can actually earn your money or be some kind of a contractor, whether it's computers, whether it's social media, whether there's a whole bunch of other things, right? You don't have to be located in a space. You can have a laptop uh, any place in the world, as long as you got an internet connection. You can be a digital nomad. So what's going to happen after you become a digital nomad? Now you can do what called arbitrage, right? Uh, and I was telling guys that a long time ago, and they said, "Well, passport bros are tricking." I said, "Yeah, but tricking at 90% off instead of tricking here. Instead of a $200 date to take a chick out, it costs you $20, and you get a better result and have a better time. Why would you not trade for that? You might have to do little things, some things, right? If you go to Africa where there's English speaking countries, you don't even have to do you have to learn the language. You go to Latin America countries, you spend 3, 4 months learning Spanish. If you're going to be down there, you learn Spanish, and all of a sudden, with Spanish and your American passport, American dollars, you have a superpower. Instead of going from the bottom 50% to go to the top 5%, it's an arbitrage, right? If you talk about hypergamy and racial hypergamy, right? Hypergamy works all over the world, and women know that. And so when I lived in Asia, I would use my PayPal. Yeah, where depends on how you get paid. Some places don't have PayPal, but basically it doesn't matter how you get paid, right? If you have a bank account in the United States and you have an ATM card, your ATM card works all over the world because it's thank God for the SWIFT system, right? There's some drawbacks of how they use it, but thing is, if you're in the SWIFT system and that nation is part of the SWIFT system, basically you put your American card, ATM card in, it translates into dollars. It will take your credits from America and pull them over there and spit out the local currency. Tricking for Western women that have contempt for me, no thanks. I saw enough contempt from my mom to my dad, never again. Yep, yep, yeah. I mean, it's just there. It's just taught. How do we unneuter ourselves? Do we get the passports and leave? Um, Basically, to unneuter yourself, basically, you don't have to get a passport. What you have to do is you have to change your worldview. Okay, and there's a lot of kids out there. I see a lot of Z's, that have this worldview that they've been taught that girls are better than me, and me as a male is not worth uh, uh, being around, and what I think and how I feel as a male is wrong. Okay, and that takes a while to get out of that. What you have to do is stop being around people that are like that, and getting your passport and going overseas to Brazil, to Colombia, to wherever else. Right? Um, Ryan Teraband did it within a week. Okay, it was in Japan where the roles are actually opposite. And it shocked him. It shocked him so much. He came back and he says he's down. He's down for being a passport bro. He became a passport bro. Seeing how the other world lives, right? Me and Sergeant Willie Pete went back and forth for years about this, right? About okay, you got to be a six-figure guy. You got to qualify. You got to do all this to make this woman, this hard-headed broad, comply and be more agreeable. Okay, in your mind, right? In other words, you have to buy her obedience. You have to buy her submissiveness. You got to buy her whatever, right? Her compliance, her cooperation. You got to buy that. You got to give her the lifestyle that she will actually adhere to, which is actually bullshit because most guys that earn that kind of money will tell you the exact opposite. So what you learn and what I learned by being, 3, almost 4 months in Guatemala and seeing guys in a wheelbarrow with pushing coffee beans in wheelbarrow get um, cooperation and love and affection and deference and submissiveness from his wife. This is a poor guy living in a tin shack with 3 kids and a wife. Okay, and he picks coffee beans all day. And sometimes he takes his excess coffee beans and takes them to market to get ground, right? Because they got places where they grind the coffee, right? Excellent coffee, by the way. And I see these same guys get drunk on Saturday night and basically Zavi said the same thing, right? He saw it. He gets drunk. She will actually go to the little cantina where he's get drunk, or go to the park where he's drinking, and gently walk him home. She's not screaming and hollering in his ear. She's not fussing. She ain't telling me ain't shit. She's gently taking him by his arm and walking him home in silence. And these cats earn maybe what, uh, $1,000 a year, maybe if they're lucky. $1,000 a year, not $1,000 a month, not $1,000 a week, $1,000 a year, and they get the sweetest, kindest, gentlest, submissive woman on the planet. I said, okay, why is that? 'Cause I kept seeing this. I said, maybe it's the fluke. Why is that? I've seen women come out of the fields, right? They're all covered up while they're picking whatever they're picking, right? Come out of the fields, go home, clean up, and come out and put on their dresses and heels and be just as submissive and dainty. Why is that? So I investigated why is that, and it came down to talking to them, right, and seeing mother to daughter. They're trained to be that way. They're socialized to have that kind of attitude, have that kind of worldview. Okay, white women can bucking against it because they want to be men. Okay, they want to be. I don't want to be nice. Okay, I don't want to be submissive. I don't want to be feminine. I want to be more masculine. I want to tell people what I'm thinking, what I think. I went back and forth with a chicken medium, right? She wanted this white feminist wanted that shit. I said, you know what? And I told her, I said, okay, saying what you want and not being nice gives you freedom, but it also opens you up to getting punched in the face. Because as men, when we're not nice and we go overboard, we're subject to get punched in the face. And that's what holds us back. Yeah, you can say what you mean. Okay, you can do whatever it is, but you go overboard with that, you're gonna get punched in the face and you get treated differently. Women cannot have it both ways. You cannot be treated like a woman and act like a man. It doesn't work that way. It's not working for women nowadays, right? Okay, you want to go from man to man to man and be nasty, all kind of stuff, and then worry about your treatment. That's how come they have to be masculine. You wonder why these women are masculine. They want to act masculine so they get treatment back that's masculine. That's how come they go for the thugs and folks like that because the thugs will put up with that shit. Okay, the guy with the tats and the swag and whatever, he's used to his woman cussing him out and talking ugly to him and being non-nice and non-feminine because that's like his homie. His woman is his homie. His woman is his homie that he has sex with. That's basically what she becomes. You know, she's driving the vehicle while you handling the shotgun. That's who she is. She's you know, she's Bonnie to your Clyde. So you wonder why masculine women that want to act masculine pick guys that will accept it. And most guys that get Pookie and Ray Ray's woman will actually send her back within a couple of months because he doesn't like her. They're not picking Pookie and Ray Ray because he's so masculine. He's so this. No, he will accept her bad and masculine attitude. So when Pookie and Ray Ray wakes up and she's throwing hot water on him, or he gets caught would get texted on the phone, right? And all of a sudden her and her homegirls trying to beat up on him, or she's sending the goon squad to shoot him. Okay, that's the downside of being Pookie and Ray Ray. That's the downside. Or her calling you to come beat up some dude because she wants to pit bull you because some merchant decided he was going to disrespect you at a nail shop. So you're going to be her pit bull by coming down and beat his ass, okay? And put yourself in jeopardy with the law. That's why she picks these dudes. And then when he goes to jail, that's why I call it Pookie and Ray Ray actually the most disposable class of men in the United States. Why? Because when he goes to jail, okay, trust and believe, I've been with a lot of these chicks that had they Pookie go to jail for whatever, right? For shooting up the place, for selling drugs, whatever. She gonna replace you with somebody else. And then you get out, you figure out your ride or die woman ain't your ride or die woman, and you pissed. And some of these chicks gonna have babies by this dude. But he goes to jail. Whatever happens to him, she gonna replace him. Within 3 months, she gonna have a replacement. If his replacement is already there. But so by the time that gavel goes down, they remand you to custody. Okay, she already got a dude. But you guys want to be that guy. Okay, you guys want to be that guy, and you want to be next in line to be disposable. I have no problem with it. Okay, as long as you get what you want. As long as you get what you want out of that chick, that's fine with me, man. If you guys come together and you decide that as long as we're gonna rock out as long as we can, and when I have to go away or something has to happen to me, I'm gonna dispose of you. That's fine. but that's the kind of chick you pick, and that's how they roll. And I've seen them roll out that way, and I've seen how they talk about you behind your back. Because I've seen them talk with their homegirls. I've been in the midst of them talking with their homegirls because guess what? If you don't judge women gossip, and when they gossip and they start downloading, you pick up a whole bunch of shit, right? About not only you, well, not necessarily you because they're talking, but the thing is how their past relationships, their girlfriends' past relationships, and all the stuff they talk about when you're not around. And most guys will roll their eyes and dog. No, I'm picking up a pen and I'm picking up pen and paper, writing all this shit down, mentally writing all this shit down. Okay. So when I see it out in the real world, that's what I used to do. Write all this shit down, take mental notes, and I see this shit in the real world. So, oh, I get it. So when you go back to your homegirl and your girlfriend, this is what you're gonna say, and this is how you're gonna work your magic, and y'all gonna get together and figure out what kind of lie to tell him to keep him on board. I get it. All right, what's going on, man? What you doing? So I went 2 years without a cell phone. I didn't like the feeling of having a dog leash on or getting rambled through at any time I took a dump and tried to sleep. Oh yeah. You know what, man, Suge? My thing was, that's my phone. Okay. If you find a way into it and you ramble it, and for a long time I didn't even have a password on my phone. You pick up my phone, you ramble through it, and you see something, I better not hear about it. I had a girlfriend. We were on it, getting ready to go on a date, right? And she said she had to make a call. You want to use my phone, right? So I unlocked the phone. Okay, this is after I blocked it, right? I gave her the phone. She went through it. She went through the text. She started mentioning shit, right? About who's this and who's that? I thought you didn't text her, blah blah blah. Da 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 da. I said okay. I let her finish. I said, "Are you finished?" Yeah. Okay. You can go back in the house. What do you mean? The date's done. What do you mean? I said, you said you wanted to make a call. Instead of making your call and know what you need to do, you rambled through the phone and you snooped. It's a violation of my personal space and my privacy. You just did that. You did that in front of me. You think it's going to fly. No, it is not. So guess what? Why don't you call me in a couple days and see if I'm still upset. But for right now, you got to get out of my car. You got to go back in the house because this date's over. Ain't no but I. You should have thought of that shit before you did it. Can't stop a woman from snooping. The thing is, but you can't stop her from telling you about it. Because I find out that you snooped, guess what? You got a problem. You got a problem with me. I don't like that. I don't allow that. Because if I hear you mention something that's in my stuff, okay, no matter what it is, okay, guess what? That is a violation to me. It's not a deal breaker, but it's pretty close. You do it enough, guess what? I can't trust you around none of my stuff. You can't be at my house. You can't. No, you cannot have my phone. No, I can't. I can't. Even be overnight with you because if you do it again, guess what? Next time you do it, we're done. That's how I stopped it. Zero tolerance. Can't stop them from doing it. Can't stop them from doing shit, but you can stop her from repeating that behavior. So I don't try to restrict them. If they snoop through the phone, guess what? Unless I'm married with like 20 kids and I can't go nowhere, she's just a girlfriend. She can hire herself and she can fire herself. I think Tara Ben's doing the same thing, right? He said, hire slowly, fire quickly. She hit a deal breaker. A woman hit a deal breaker, she out. Every woman know I had like three deal breakers, right? I ain't gonna mention them here. I had three deal breakers. I told them up front when it looked like it was actually gonna go someplace. One, two, three. Any of those three, it's immediate termination. There's no questions asked. And I will not be back. In fact, you can actually block or lose my number upon doing it. As soon as you do, you might as well block actually kill my number. You do that shit, you're out. My fiance, she she fucked around and found out, right? She had to try, okay? She had one of them deal breakers, okay? She hit that deal breaker. She came in late, okay? So she left at 7 in the morning, didn't get back to 11 at night. She's supposed to pick me up from work. According to her, she dropped me off at work. I ain't see her till like 11:30 that night. Came in with some excuse, okay? Thought I was gonna fight over it. Didn't know. I rolled over and went to sleep. Next morning, okay, I packed all my shit and I left. You hit a deal breaker. Wasn't no discussion. I didn't discuss it with her. I didn't talk to her about it. I didn't mention anything. You hit the deal breaker. You knew it was a deal breaker. You fucked around and found out. I and I love that. I swear to God, I love that chick. Loved her with all my life. You hit that deal breaker. It wasn't even 24 hours. Okay. I woke in the morning. I gathered all my shit in the U-Haul. I was out. I think uh, what a lesbian call it, U-hauling. Put all my shit in the U-Haul. I was gone. Packed all my shit. I left her with the refrigerator. Okay. I said that's a gift. And I was out. No discussion, no anything, right? Nothing. Okay. Whatever you got, you got. Rest in peace to Coach Red Pill. Did he die? Okay. All right. I didn't know he died. I thought he's still under custody. So I haven't heard from him. I know he was arrested. I don't even know why he stayed there, man. Okay. White people don't believe fat meat's greasy. You're in Ukraine talking shit about the Ukrainians during a war, and they're not liking you, and you think because you're white you can get away with it, right? Should been on. Even we were trying to tell him, man, you should be on the first boat smoking. Okay, get the fuck out of there. Go to Greece. Go to wherever, right? Go to some place where they can't get to you. But he had all these excuses why he needed to stay. All right, okay. Okay. You know what? I'm sad to hear it because I liked watching him, especially about his Ukraine stuff. The thing is that sometimes being white, you think it's a superpower until it isn't. Very educated man, very smart guy, um, but sometimes street smarts is actually even better because Negroes would have kept their mouth shut and seen what was going on as soon as that war broke out, man. You know that your life could be on the line. You should have bounced. Okay, what, why the hell you in a war zone? Should have bounced, and then go on the internet on YouTube and talk about it. Should have bounced. Well, I'm sorry to hear it. And then he announced he was crossing the border on YouTube. Come on, man. So I have maybe he had this messiah complex that he was going to sacrifice his life, to be a martyr. I don't know, man. It A lot of stuff that he did didn't make sense. Well, it basically, it's I have learned, Toya, and this is something I've learned, and we can come up and talk about it. This is something I've learned over the years, right? This is something I have learned over the years, um, by being alive and going through all this kind of stuff, right? Especially when I was younger, right? Because I had an older woman. I think my girlfriend was like 20 years older than me. I was like 22. Okay, And being with her for 3 years, you learn a lot of stuff, right? You mature faster, which I don't have a problem with. Young men in the right setting dating an older woman, because it will make you mature faster, because you're not looking at a product that's in motion. You're looking at more of a finished product at the end that you're dealing with, right? And older women are much more open and honest about their feelings and the other kind of stuff. Even and women will always tell you stories about the mistakes that they made, right? And guess what? Women pass down this shit. Okay, so it's not like, okay, they're gonna do something new. I just showed um, something from 1986, right? And the women are still saying the exact same thing they said 40 years ago. Nothing's changed. You probably can even go back further. Okay, it might the language might be a little different, but it'll still be pretty much the exact same thing. Women pass down tradition like that. So I have no problem with a younger man uh, getting with a older woman under certain circumstances, right? Don't have no babies with her, okay? If she's in her late 30s, early 40s, don't have no babies with her, okay? that that is unless she's just that chick that can really help you, that can really propel you forward, okay? If she's that chick, then yeah, that's fine, okay? If you're a 20-year-old guy and you get with Kim Kardashian and you into that arena where you actually trying to promote yourself, that's fine, okay? That can help you. So having a baby by her is no big deal because that can promote you. Kanye West, right? Having 4 babies by Kim actually helped him. He went from $60 million in the hole to having what, being worth like $3 billion. That that is a fair trade off. But one thing I learned by being with an older woman is actually having certain standards, right? Having certain standards in place before you even get in a relationship. Okay, what am I willing to put up with? Okay, in different, um, well, in different degrees of severity, right? Like deal breakers are automatic stops, right? They're not even red flags; they're like stop signs. Okay, like brick walls. Nope. Okay, you did this. Okay, I'm not going to tolerate with this from anybody. Okay, so you're out immediately. You let her know you do this. A woman that wants to be with you, she's not going to hit your deal breaker. Okay, one of these things that is a deal breaker with me is them hitting me. Okay, it's because I don't want to hurt them. I'm from a Southern family, and fighting is just part of the deal, right? Them hitting each other. Okay, I didn't like to see my parents do it. Okay. I didn't like to see my aunts and uncles do that shit. I didn't like to see my cousins go there through that shit. Guess what? I said, I'm not going through that shit. So my first deal breaker is do not put your hands on me. Period. And thank goodness I've had women tiptoe around it and kind of sort of kind of try it to see if they could actually get around it. Okay. And fortunately the results weren't where I actually hurt them. I gave them a little pain compliance, like, okay, I squeezed like one good thing I did was squeeze their wrist, okay? They would take a swing, but they wouldn't take contact, okay? Because they were trying to see if they could get away with taking a swing. I would grab their wrist and squeeze them till they hurt, okay? And look them in the eyes, said, do not hit me. Because the next time it wouldn't, this is light. Next time it's gonna be a lot harsher, okay? And fortunately, I'm 65 years old. I have never been hit by a woman, okay? I have never been hit by a girlfriend. So that's fortunate. There's other things that they've done to see if they get away with where I've bounced. Okay. Whereas one thing that's not a deal breaker, a complete deal breaker, is cheating. Okay. Because I've been around, and I say all women cheat. So people disagree with. So I say it's about 80%. Okay. I have no even idea that my woman, no matter how long I've been with her, if she meet that dude for that day, that she gonna fall. Is what it is. Okay. So that's not a deal breaker. My deal breaker is if you get caught. That's disrespect. And disrespect is when I find out it's disrespect, that's a deal breaker. immediate. Okay, but that is a lower level deal breaker. That's not an immediate stop. Let me investigate. Let me find out. Let me see what's going on. Okay, I suspect something, but as long as it's not in my face, as long as nothing comes back, as long as she's doing what she's supposed to do, yeah, okay, I'll bend a little bit. So it's not an automatic. Some guys it's an automatic deal breaker. It's not an automatic deal breaker for me. Okay, believe it or not, people think that's strange. But I've been hit on by too many married women. Deal breaker energy. But what's the difference between a gynocrat and a feminist? Okay, a gynocrat believes that she is superior. Okay, a feminist, not necessarily so. There are feminists that still want their men to lead. There are feminists that still want to be deferred to their man by their man. Uh, actually, still want to be deferred to according to their man. There are women that some feminists still want their men to actually excel because they need him to excel. They depend on him to be protector and provider and all this other kind of stuff. They actually defer to him. They still do. Okay. A gynocrat does not. A gynocrat is female centric. Most black women are gynocrats. Not all, most, okay? Because they believe in women first. They believe that the girl should be better educated. Uh, the wealth is passed down to the girl first and not the man, not the boy. Okay. Boys are in the gynocracy, boys are extra. Okay. Boys are resources to be used, whether it's money, whether it's labor, whether it's childcare, whether it's sex, right? Okay. That's a gynocrat. And there's very different phases of a gynocrat. Severe gynocrats think that you should be behind them. Okay. Severe gynocrats think they're a queen, you're supposed and your job is to give her an orgasm, do what she says, and have your lip firmly planted on her ass. And realize that at any time you're disposable. That's a gynocrat. That's a gynocrat. And your boys are disposable. Your boys are there to be used. Okay. That what most white women are not going to send their loved ones, their sons, their husband, their boyfriend on a mission to actually go kill somebody or hurt somebody just because they felt they were disrespected. Okay, they're not. They're not going to pit bull. They're not going to pit bull their men. Okay, you don't see that with Asian women, especially. Okay, you don't see that at all. With white women, you really don't. You don't see it very much. You might see it in extreme cases, but for the most part, they don't do that. Okay, the only people that do that on a regular basis is black women. Okay, because you are there to serve. You're there to pit bull. You're there to uh, serve them. That's the gynocrat. And when white women are becoming more and more gynocratic, they're not there yet, but they're becoming more and more gynocratic. Condescending and mommying. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, mommying comes in different degrees, right? Um, and how can I say this? All cultures mommy differently, right? Okay, all women are going to mommy you. Okay, that is their nature to take you in. If they love you, they're going to try to nurture you and mommy you just like they would do their offspring. That's their instinct, right? Okay, what's the difference? How do black women mommy their children? Okay, with sign language, with derision, sometimes with violence. Okay, that's where they're taught to mommy. So if they try to mommy their children that way, what are they going to do to you when they mommy? This whole thing about um, passport bros in the sign language that's thrown at black men is to because they think that the same thing that works on little children, how they've been taught, that works on little children is gonna work on you. Oh, you ain't shit, okay? Them women ain't gonna like you. You going overseas, that's just gonna use you, okay? So you shouldn't go over there. That's mommy. That's extreme mommy, okay? But that's what they've been socialized to mommy you that way. They've been socialized that way. White women are not socialized to mommy you that way. Pit bullying, proxy violence, pretty yeah, yeah. That's what Dr. Johnson calls proxy violence. Is pit bullying. Now, white women will call the cops on you. Is proxy violence. They will do that, but they're not going to send their man or their loved one or their boyfriend to do that kind of stuff. Matriarchal versus gynocratic system. Okay, there's different kind of matriarchies, right? Mostly with matriarchies, it's a custom, right? Um, they still want their boys educated. Okay, they still want their boys to and their men to actually speak for them, right? In law and other kind of stuff, right? But as far as the home, with how the wealth is getting passed down, how the children are raised, how the children are taught and educated, okay, that's their purview. They do all that, and they have the last say. They have the last say over their household. They have the last say of where the children go. Children go with them. They don't go with you. Gynocrats not only gynocrats not only want the matriarchal stuff, which is control of the household, the children, and the wealth. They also want to lead. That's the gynocracy, right? And this is not that didn't come from me. This is actually came from um, the actually worldwide conference on matriarchies, right? The difference between a matriarchy and a gynocracy. Gynocracy is ruled by women. Gynocracy means ruled by women. Go back to the 70s, right? We think, okay, well, there used to be a black patriarch and men used to rule, and it's bullshit. You have women, men in the sayings that I'm not going to put up with what my father put up with, and my grandfather put up with, and blah blah blah, right? Which is ruled by women. Well, men are actually disposable, and I could actually go and get rid of this guy and go give me another guy and replace him. That's why you think black men are so comfortable being stepfathers. It's because we knew we're actually trained to be replaceable. Most other cultures do not like being stepfathers. Okay, they will if the deal is good enough, right? We're trained just they'll just go get a dude and plug us in. They're already trained. Okay, we already have been trained to plug in and do the same duties that the father did. Even negotiate, right? And I've negotiated. So when I split up with with the mother of my children, right, and she got another dude, we negotiated. Okay, hey man, what you doing over there? Hey man, I said, hey man, as long as you don't cause serious harm to these kids, man, it's your household. They need to follow your rules. And if you have problems, hey man, have them call me. And if they don't want to live in your house, so they got to come live in mine. We negotiate because we're used to it, right? Men don't go for that shit anymore. Respect, respect after the definition of gynocrat. Well, the thing is, it's been working. Okay, it's been working. Now, whether you want to continue for it to work, that's up to you. Okay, because if you listen to the pro blacks, you listen to the black feminists, you listen to the women, they all tell you the same thing, right? Get thee behind me, right? Go back to doing what you were doing. That's what they want you to do. In fact, Leon, okay, he doesn't believe that he's in a gynocracy, which is a coven, right? But hell, you allow the women to come over and clean your house. You allow the women to come over and take the kids. You allow the women to come over and do all the other stuff. Okay. Well, I put her on timeout. Motherfucker, you're gonna be right back because guess what? You want her to go take the kid. You want her to babysit. You want the mother and the mother-in-law to actually be active inside your household, right? That's the gynocracy, sir. Okay. Do you benefit from it? As long as you can benefit from it and it works for you, I have no issue with it. But wait till your kid gets to be like 7, 8, 9, 10, and all of a sudden there's a dispute of how this kid should be raised. And you got a whole bunch of women pecking at your head about you what you did or didn't do or what you said or didn't say to that child. You have all these voices weighing in on you. Then, sir, you will actually know that you're in a gynocracy and it's not a patriarchy because your word is not law. Okay, you think it is, but it's not law. I mean, just start trying to. Let this dude choke on his own juice. Well, yeah, he's going to. And you're here watching. Good for you, Gabe. I don't even know why you come over here. Good for you. To laugh. Good for you. I'm glad it's entertaining. I wish I could go to your channel and laugh because you're not funny or entertaining or informational. Okay, none of that, none of the above. So I'm glad uh, I can do for you what you can't do for me. So and same thing with Black Brain Trust. But you know what? When I turn on you guys' channels, what's good? What you guys are actually good for? If I for insomnia, because after about 20 minutes, I am sound asleep. The only thing better than you guys is a Southern Baptist uh, uh, preacher. Okay, especially when you're giving a sermon, I go right to sleep. Okay, it reminds me when I was a kid in church. I go right to sleep. I had the best sleep I ever had. So with you guys are second to that. It's like listening. It's like listening, not watching, listening to paint dry. That's how bad it is. Yeah, well, good for them. Your 15 your 15K tech subscribers, maybe they like to see paint dry. Maybe they like to see paint dry. But you have 15K tech subscribers, but you over here. Really. But when I listen to it, it's like seeing paint dry. Oh, BGS, that's harsh. Yeah, well, it might be. Productive content will be born to an unproductive man. Yeah, well, guess what? The stuff we're doing changes the world. What does your stuff do? You've seen it change the world. That's how come people don't like it. That's how come people attack it. Because it does change the world. And you've seen it over the past 10 years. When you do that, come back and show me. You gotta be careful when you go to the motherland. Okay. First thing you have to do is you can't just go over there wholesale. A lot of people make that mistake. You can't do it all at once. You got to go over there, visit. 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, until you can actually build up um, your connections. Okay. Also invite people from there over here because if you got a good partner, even when you're here earning money and vice versa, you can actually make a good connection and actually trade skills and resources because there's a lot of stuff over there that can actually come over here. Uh, a lot of stuff that we suggested way back. God, man, it's got to be damn near 20 years ago now. Jesus Christ, it's been a long time. 15, 20 years ago, right? Especially amongst the pro blacks that had names and stuff like that. There's a lot of products from the motherland that they needed to get over here. Okay. But the thing is they needed a market. But they could not develop a market here where the money is, right? And we're saying, hey, you guys preach that, okay, there's something like food, right? There's certain foods that are more bioavailable to black people, right? Especially the pro-blacks, especially the health conscious folks, right? Okay, that is grown over there, right? You say, well, this food is grown over here. You should eat this, blah blah blah. I said, you guys have a market. You have followers. You have people that will actually eat what you bring on, eat what you produce, okay, or use what you produce. And all you have to do is market it, right? You got a name, you have a product, people over there willing to sell it because they need a market. You produce the market, they produce the product, you both can make money. And you enhance the business over there. You actually have their business grow. Black folks are unwilling to do it for whatever reason. They were actually unwilling to do it. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that we suggested. So a lot of stuff that we actually suggested is just now being done. Believe it or not. Okay, a lot of stuff like 2014. I was actually talking to. Um, I can't even change my family. Really? Okay. Bullshit. I cover content relative to the world. That's actually bullshit. If you did, I'd hear about you. A lot of stuff that we suggest is actually doing now, like a lot of stuff. If Jay Bones is one of them because he's from Ghana, right? And actually talks about this. They're actually implementing this stuff, right? Um, we actually suggested retirement visas is because Ghana was short of dollars. Dollars run the world, right? It actually does. Basically, that's how you trade for goods and services, right? Pay your loans, all that kind of crap, right? And you have to find a way to actually get dollars in, okay, into your system. And we suggested that easiest way, the most low impact way to get dollars into your system is to allow African Americans that are retired to come in and live. Guess what they're going to bring with them? Okay, the average Black American in retirement, the average one, even on Social Security, average all that in brings in between about $25,000 a year. Okay, the average wage per year in Ghana is three. If you can bring enough of these people here, in fact, they're complaining about it now because they're really trying to go wholesale and bringing these people in, and the locals are complaining about it because they're buying up the land, all that kind of crap. That's a different story. But the thing is, that's how you bring dollars into Ghana or South Africa or Kenya. Easy, not a problem. All they want is a decent place to live and place where they won't get sick and where they can get some kind of health care. And they will gladly move because they want to be outside the United States anyway. And it took 10 years and they took 10 years. Really, it's not just the 10 years. A lot of the older folks have to kind of move out of the way so the younger folks that know how the game is played can actually play the game. Because a lot of the older folks are really still tied to Europe. And you can see the transition is the older folks are dying out. The more Eurocentric older leaders are dying out. You see younger leaders that actually want to untether. And now that's how can we see this rapid acceleration of like the BRICS and African countries actually want to join. They're actually untethering. So so that's what's going on right now. I mean, I talked about this. God, well, that's not gonna talk about this behind the wall because I'm getting tired of the the three-letter guys fucking with me. So that's why I don't do it as broadly as I used to, like the dark news and all this kind of stuff. I don't talk about as broadly as I used to because this administration is pretty sensitive about this kind of crap. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, don't ask me how I know. They're pretty sensitive about it. So I try to. That's how come I do the patient behind the wall, where I can actually openly talk about this. Like the stuff going on in Israel. Okay, when it jumped off within a week, I said there's only three options for it, right? Okay, and basically those three options are still the only three options that they have. And you see variations of those three options. Okay, when Ukraine popped off, man, I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, reading, listening, and evaluating what was going on in Ukraine. Okay, and so at the end game is pretty much where I thought it would go. I think it'll be over when Russia takes Odessa. Okay, I think that's their final destination. Once they take Odessa, I think they'll be done. Because really, that's all they want. They want to keep Ukraine and NATO and the United States from fucking with Crimea because that's their warm water port. And once they do that, they actually cut them off from the Black Sea. They'll be done. But that's geopolitics. And that's pretty involved with what went on with Libya and Syria and that kind of stuff. So, but that's a different story. What we got here? What is fuck is that? And one midnight panel at a time. Sometimes that's all it takes, bro. Guess what? Uh, uh, Gramsci and his prison uh, his prison documents, his prison journals actually changed the world from a prison cell. So did Mandela from a prison cell. So one midnight panel at a time. If that's what it took. Guess what? It did change the world. It changed YouTube. It actually changed the manosphere because nobody was doing it. And the outgrowth is other people and Kevin Sandwich and a whole bunch of other folks. The outgrowth. Now everybody's doing it. But before, nobody did it. You had a few Google Hangouts with 2 or 3 people that talked about virtually nothing. Okay. And I believe differently. I believe that the temple was for everybody. You drop the link, you come up, you have a take, and ideas get coalesced. The Black Brain Trust itself came from one of those midnight panels. Go figure. You are neither of those individuals. Don't have to be. Yeah, he did come out of those midnight panels and streams. In fact, I play when Kevin actually actually was really red pilled and took up the Gynocracy. Okay, uh, took it full force and it changed the way he looked at the world. I actually played it because he actually came on my stream and actually told me about it personally, about him, his mother, and his family during Thanksgiving. And the video actually changed his mind. Okay, changing the minds. Yeah, so basically I don't, basically, Gabe, and let's put it this way, man. Okay. You're here is because of who I am. The fact that you're here on this little bitty channel in the middle of nowhere, right? While I'm waiting on Big J Triple X, not on my main channel, on this little bitty channel in the middle of nowhere is because of who I am. You yourself actually do me homage by even being here. Believe it or not. Why are you here? I'm here to laugh. Bullshit. You got a billion YouTube channels. You're here because of who I am and what I represent. Point blank, period. Yeah, well, you say that. Yeah, you say that, but no, how many people know you? Yeah, in real time. Yeah, I have a track record, sir. Okay, I got one. I got one. Why you think that name Master Teacher actually came about? Is that what they call you? I didn't give myself that name, and I've been doing this long enough to learn how to change the world. Okay, we've already done it. I did it before. I visit a lot of channels, but you're here in the middle of the day with a stream that wasn't announced. It's not like I put up this stream and it's been announced for 4 or 5 days. It's an impromptu stream in the middle of the day, and guess where you are? And you can say a whole bunch of stuff, right? Okay. And you can say that I'm not busy. Bullshit. In the middle of the day, you're up here typing on my stream. That means guess what? You do me homage by being here. The only way you could be here is be subscribed. Okay. Ain't like I sent carrier pigeons to your place of residence or your place of business and tapped you on the shoulder. Hey, go to BGS's a master's teacher channel. Okay. You being here means guess what? I got traction with you. And I have 4 tabs and you just one. Right. Yeah. How many YouTube channels are there? But you're here. Okay. Niggas are here. Okay. Niggas show up and eat your food, right? Okay. And say how bad your cooking is. But nigga, you come over here every day. Come over here. And while you got a mouthful of food, you tell me how bad it is. I'm listening to Reg as well. Okay. So you're doing homage to him too, huh? Tell Reg I said hello. So you're listening to us at the same time. Okay. Anyhow, Ooh's busy. I'm not here every day. I'm not here every day. I'm not looking at you. Where? I don't know who you are, and you're not important, but nigga, you here. You nigga, you here. I can't tell you the last time I've been to your channel. I can't tell you one video that you've done that I've watched. Not one. Not one. Not one. Somebody dial 311. Oh yeah. From different channels to tune into mine. Now I didn't announce this. This is impromptu. And you pop up. Huh. Interesting. Fascinating. Anyway, got timed out. Got timed out. Switch to the chat. What'd you get timed out for? Oh, why does a productive man be unproductive whom? Maybe he's not productive. And oh, okay, cracking me up. Yeah, that's true. He is who he is. Now Gabe is Gabe is will be what MOT already is. Okay, that's Gabe in 10 years, which I don't understand. Okay, I don't get it. You know, people I don't like, I don't visit. People that I don't like, I don't listen to. If you disagree with something that I'm saying, go ahead and you got videos. You know, I got email. Okay, got something that's cogent that you disagree with that actually means something. Put it up. I'll listen to it. But the other bullshit talking about name calling and mudslinging and sign language. I don't need that stuff. So I don't listen to it. It's like watching paint dry. Oh, he's sensitive. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. We've been here. Oh, we've been an hour, man. It's time to go. My boy's not gonna show up, and I got to do an AMA. So I'll be doing AMA on my regular channel in about an hour or so. Um, and then I have to help my grandson cut some video that he recorded. Uh, so I'll be doing that. Uh, but hey, Gabe, my daughter's gonna get her master's in May. Okay, so there's that, right? I wish my son had made it to the NBA. He didn't, but they're doing great. They're doing fine. All my children are doing fine. My daughter's probably the other daughter's probably getting ready to get a raise, but it depends. I can't. You can't fix your family. So, dude, you just what I don't like, Guru, and this is to guys, this is the young guys, right? You just started, okay? You just started, and you think that you can control everything in your family for the next 20 years, then you can't. So you're looking at if you're 60 or 70 and you're looking back at what you did over 40 years of marriage, and you raised three, four children, and you're raising good grandchildren, you can actually say, hey, I did this shit right. This is what I did, and these are my results. The same shit, you can't say the same shit at 30 or 31 or 32. Motherfucker, you just got started. You haven't even made all your mistakes yet. Okay. You have no idea whether that chick is gonna go left on you or not. There are angry dudes who dislike it, ignore them, and it's very black female trait that they have. Yes, they do. They raise an unhappy and lonely married man. Phew. There's a lot of those. No, no, evidently you do because you brought them up. Oh, oh. This kind of stuff is why they call you guys educated lambs. This is what pisses the other guys off about you guys. Okay, it really does. These streams getting to my back from shoving. Man, it's snowing. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's everything lame about you. In fact, you're actually in the dictionary under lame. Actually in the dictionary. Because even your so-called trolling goes back to 1995. I've seen this before. Heck, this they were trolling like this on what they call it. What was it? What was that service? Hell, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so the stuff he's saying is not new. It's not even relevant. When we were coming up, we didn't have all the knowledge of the world in nanoseconds like these young punks have. We had to learn while the real world was happening around us. Yep, we did. We did. We did. You know, and because I was actually talking to my brother, right? And he was, he's in his 50s, right? And he says, you know, what would we be like if we had different parents? Okay, how far would we have gone with different parents? Okay, I mean, our parents came from the South; they were sharecroppers, man. You know, and we survived. So they weren't the worst and they weren't the best. Okay, and a lot of stuff they didn't know. And I told my brother, hey, you can only play the cards that are dealt. Okay, you can't change your cards. You got to make stuff out of the cards that are dealt. And we're doing all right. Okay, we're not world beaters. Okay, never claimed to be, but we're not, you know, like the other cats where we came from, drug addicts in and out of jail, because that's the area where we came from. A lot of cats didn't make it out. A lot of cats. Like I said, I saw a brother about 3 months ago, right from the neighborhood, right. Just happened to be walking and walking to the store, and he started talking, find out where he's from. From the neighborhood, man. He did I think he said he did 6 bids in prison. Okay, and he's got more bodies than he can count to his name, and he's a year younger than me. And he's blind in one eye. He's got a plate in his head, you know, from a baseball bat. But thing is, and what I told him is, hey man, a lot of cats from our hood did not make it out, and you made it out, and you're 63 and you're still here, and that's a testament to just being and fortitude. Actually, just hey, just making it, because everybody's not given the same deck of cards. Okay, I was not given the same deck of cards as everybody else. I was lucky because I was smarter than most people. I was lucky. And that me being smarter than most people allowed my brothers and sisters to also get a way out. And I was told, basically, and this is what was told to me by Master Yao, right? Okay. Some people are sent here as avatars. You're not going to be wealthy. You're not going to necessarily always be happy. But the thing is, you're sent here for a mission. Okay. I've done my two. Okay. One for the continent and one for black males. Okay. I've done my two. I've done my part. I've dropped my shekels in. I don't have to do anymore as far as this is concerned. I ain't got to do no more. It's already done. The momentum that we have caused to push this stuff the other way. Okay. That we have helped cause push this stuff the other way. It's already done. Okay. People trying to talk against it, rail against it, all this kind of crap. Okay. My thing is, whatever you put your shekels and you think that you can cause change, man, go do that. But you ain't got to go shit in somebody else's pot because they're not doing what you think they should be doing. Sometimes it's difficult for me to think back on my child because so many dudes I grew up died so young. Yeah, they didn't make it. He doesn't have to believe. Yeah, well, with a YouTube channel, I don't have to show anything, man. I have a track record, bro. And the fact that you're here shows is a testament to that. Okay, we are not the same. Well, if you want to think that you're a special snowflake, bro, go ahead. If you want to think you're a special snowflake, I can't help you. If that's what you want to think, it's because you need to think that you're better than somebody else. If that's what floats your boat, bro, go ahead. All day long. All day long. I got clients that can buy and sell you. Okay. Right now, can buy and sell you if they wanted to. Clients buy and sell you. Got clients all over the world that do various things all over the world. I can test that, but don't look at my elementary class photos because all those guys didn't make it. Yeah. No, you know what? I don't know what their angst is, man. If you're that dude and you can do and you can change the world, go out and do it, man. I'm not over on his channel talking about what he can't do, and nothing that you can do over here talking about me is going to change the way people feel about me or think about me or see me. Then there's nothing you can do to change that. Now, what you believe about me, I could care less. People have been saying the same shit since when I had 100 subscribers over here. Okay, I had 100. YouTube actually actively unsubscribes uh, uh, 200 or 300 of my subscribers every month. They've been doing that since I started. They unsubscribe 200 or 300 people every month. For about 4 years, I could not grow because they unsubscribed everybody. They kept me stagnant, whatever reason. Don't care. Don't care. He doesn't believe he is, and that's the problem. Yeah. If you survived it. Oh man, it's worse than that, man. This is 60s, man. Okay, 60s and 70s. Okay, where a lot of cats didn't survive. Did not survive. Freeway Ricky Ross grew up like 6 blocks from me. 6 blocks from me. That's the neighborhood I came from. We would have gone to the same middle school had I gone to that middle school. Would have gone to the same middle school, exact same one. That's the neighborhood. That's where I come from. He can be wherever whatever he wants to be. Now, like I said, this is if I can understand if this was the larger channel, right, that everybody subscribes to. It's a little tiny channel that I come in to actually respond to my critics. And you want to come over here tell me how much better you are than me. And you might as well get in line, man, because there's a lot of people above you and me that are a lot better than me. Lots of them. I am a middle class guy, okay? A retired middle class guy. And you want to stomp down, well, you haven't proved anything. People, Gabe, nobody knows you for the most part. You have a job. You have a job just like I had a job. Okay? You have a job. Hopefully you take your opportunities, you make something of yourself. I pray that you do. But the one thing that I've learned by people with class, okay, and which is something that you don't have. And I met guys that, the men that made, they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. And they would never say what you just said. They would never come and try to look down on somebody, okay? Especially somebody that came from circumstances that actually are actually decent people. Because rich people look for decent people. Because at the end of the day, when you put all that down, you put all away your wealth, whatever, you have to come down and hobnob with the regular folks, okay? What you want is a decent person, somebody you can actually talk to, sit down and have a beer with. That's what it comes down to. Not what you accomplished, not that you're such a great man, because you haven't made it. Martin Luther King was not rich. Okay, Mandela was not rich. Okay, Gramsci died at 26 years old in a prison. Marx was not rich. They changed the world. And whether we do or whether we don't, okay, all we can do is try our best to actually, and I say this to all my clients, everybody associated with me. I'm just here to put my two shekels in the pot and hope it makes some difference. I move my rock 1 inch. I've done that twice. I move that rock 1 inch. That's all I'm here to do. And people take offense to it. I don't know why. I never said I was this world beater. I never said I was this awesome alpha guy. I never said I was this special dude. Okay, I put in the work. I punch the clock. I put in the work, and people can get something from it. They get something from it. If they can't, they can't. And so I've grown by word of mouth because people have gotten something from it, including the Black Brain Trust, which is why they came to my channel, even when it was smaller, a lot smaller than this, on my Hangouts, and they were there every Saturday night. Even to the point where MOT was actually, how come all my streams were actually locked, and they weren't, because he thought that what he said on that stream was valuable enough to actually look for it. Even him, even him. Yeah, they died before 40. And what I always tell my guys that I try to be associated with, man, is move your shekels. I mean, help me move this rock. Okay, I can only move it 1 inch. I need you to move it, help move it another inch. Okay, And what I don't believe in, where I see many guys, the guys that have the most impact on me, man, died poor. My spiritual teacher, who should not have died poor, should have been a very wealthy man, died poor, and died before he can actually impact the world the way he should have. And I don't want the people I'm associated with to die that way. Okay, there's many poor righteous teachers that died influencing the world. Okay, and I don't want my guys, like my Dr. Johnsons, my Dr. Green Gorilla, my Dr. Thunder, okay, my Dr. Dunbar to die that way. Okay, no, make your money, make your impact, do your work, and get paid for it. There's a lot of John Henry Clark. Okay, famous. Guess what? A lot of these people, man, die as middle class people, man. They don't die wealthy. Okay, they don't die rich, but they make an impact on the world. And sometimes you're the seed spreader and you're not the seed itself. Okay, Kevin was the seed that blossomed. You know, he was the rose that grew through the concrete. Okay, and basically they saying that he impacted the world. And what I've said and stuff I implanted, seeds I planted in him actually grew through him, and through him, basically the world was actually changed. That's all I can do. Now you can say they didn't happen. People were there. Okay, folks are there. The streams are still up. The evidence is still there. The thing is, I don't brag on it. I don't say, "Oh, I'm the Kevin Samuels maker." I don't say that. Hopefully, there will be another Kevin, or two or three more. Okay, maybe Dennis will sprout. Maybe Doc will sprout. Okay, maybe we'll get some laws changed. We've already got a couple laws that we've influenced. Didn't change them, influenced. Maybe we'll get a couple more. If we just do one, if we just do one, we don't have to. We don't have to do change the whole system. If the black manosphere can just change one law, one way of doing things, help change the family courts. Okay, influence it. That's all we're here to do. For a small, because when I got here, basically there was virtually nothing. A few loosely connected people that most people had gotten chased away. Okay, with the help of three other people, we coalesced this into something that actually means something. Okay, within 9 years, that actually means something. I'm proud of that. I was in the middle of that. Now you can say whatever you want, that I'm nothing, that it didn't mean anything, that it's not worth anything, blah blah blah. But nigga, you here, right in the middle of us, standing on our shoulders while trying to spit on us. Really, really. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here. Yes, yeah, that explains why the heirs are out to get paid. Yeah, I don't blame him. No, he did not, and I'm sad about that. He didn't get the job. Yeah, it's the hard choices, but I tried to tell my guys not to be poor righteous teachers, man. Don't die like a lot of my teachers have. Okay, Dr. Ben Yakinen, man, very influential person in the black community, right? Okay, people had to pay for his funeral. Dr. France Chris Wellsing, okay, had to be financially helped out. You know who she is. I'm tired of white men being great and dying with billions of dollars, and our poor righteous teachers help our people die and have to be, you know, floated. I don't believe in it no more. So that's me. Anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys at my AMA in about, I said, about 45 minutes. So Big J didn't show up. I didn't think he would. And so, I've given him a week. He hasn't really said very much. And so I'm going to close him out. So, um, in fact, a lot of stuff that I have to do are piling up on me. So I can't really give him that much time anymore. because I am so far behind on stuff that I have to do. So got to get that done. Anyhow, I would say the black manosphere does not exist throughout your channel. I've seen the trajectory of the thing. You understand? Yeah, you know, and I think, and basically, Reg the bad guy and MOT says the exact same thing, even though they said it in the sleight of hand. You know, Reg the bad guy and all these folks said they have to get rid of me to actually take it over. They said I am the blockade, you know, preventing them from actually influence the black manosphere, which I think is bullshit. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here. I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. So peace out.